Good afternoon, everybody. The current time right now where I am based, where I'm located, is 3:22 p.m. or 15:22, and the full date of today is Friday, the 11th of July 2025. The weather temperature at this particular moment is 31 degrees Celsius. I am based in UK, Great Britain, England, London City, which is the capital city, in a borough called Sadak, in an area called Bankside. And inside Bankside, we got another little environment, like a triangle or a square or a rectangle, or whatever shape you can call it. They call it Daba Garden. So I am in Daba Garden. This building, you see, this one where I'm standing, where my house is, or this building, you see, from there to there, I think it's got about 3 levels above. Well, I can tell, I think it's one. That's the ground floor, first, second, third. I think it got about 3 level. And I'm at 4 level. I don't know. I don't really care. It's on my building. And my front door is flat 16. And this building is called Joffrey House. The street is Pardon Street. The postal code is SE14DW. Me, the person speaking on this video, I am a man, as you can see. I'm on a breast. In between my legs, because manhood. And I was born in the Congo, DRC, Republic Democratic of Congo. That's where my memory lies as a toddler, as a child. So if I was born somewhere else, I ain't gonna clue, because I was a baby. Baby doesn't know who they are, when they're born, what time or older. Right? But as soon as I start understanding things as a child, as a toddler, I know I was in Congo. I am Congolese. I started my national school in Congo. Grew up in Congo until I came here. As a young man. Now I'm a big man. Corner. Now today my message is to everybody around the world, most precisely to the government, the leaders of nations, to the people of nation. You, the government people, with all the power you have. One thing you need to understand, me personally, as you see me, if I was in a certain position, as you are, when you go to your G summit, when you go to your UN meeting, when you go to all the meetings, you goes among ULO minister, president, manager, all this kind of people that you are. I'm gonna base my life and the world and the country I'm directing, I'm leading and guiding, directing, or even promoting, supporting, where I live, where I've been elected, either by the truth positively or by lies negatively. But me personally, if I'm up there, I base the world I'm living in reality, in sincerity. Criminals gonna go to prison. Killers, we're gonna find out what was the reason. If we have to kill you, we kill you. We're not gonna base our life on because it's a cousin who's doing wrong, we support that. Because I'm sleeping with this woman who's messing over men or messing my society, my people, I'm agreeing with that. Now, we're gonna base the world I'm living, the country I'm guiding, in honesty. We're gonna base the work we're putting in sincerity. The Minister of Justice is gonna do the justice. The Minister of Education is gonna do the education matters. The police gonna work as police. Understand? We arrest you with fake uniform police officers. You're going down on that because you're insulting the police. You understand? We're not gonna base our life on let's kill these people so we can live better because they know the secret. We don't give about the secret. We don't give a damn, or we don't care about the secret. If it's a secret that must be told, it has to be told. Because even me, at that position as leader, certain secret can do me good. Imagine if I'm the president, a minister stealing money, and someone let that secret out. I need to know that secret. It's important to know. You understand? Now, you know parents. I'm not going to mention stupid parents, because certain people, they do things unknowingly. Some people are doing things in ignorance. Some people, they're not bad people, but they're being misled, misguided, mistook. You understand? So I'm not going to be ignorant to say they're stupid parents, but certain parents, you know, as toddler, as teenager, as young people, you've been misguided, misled. Some of you even born devilish. Some of you learn hatred, regardless of religion, colors, location, all these things that you do believe. I do not. Now, because of that reason, you in the position to even mislead your own children. Me, as you see me, I always say, what is it worth if two parents sleep together? I know nowadays we got gay, lesbian, bisexual, all these transgender, all these nonsense things that the government add up. Because me, I grew up in the era where they say a man is a man, a woman is a woman. But I'm not gonna be ignorant to say that certain man doesn't sleep with men or certain woman doesn't sleep with women. I'm a grown up, I'm aware of that. But the truth is a man and a woman who create children. All these scientists, the business, you still gonna need a man, you still gonna need a woman. I said, no, what is it worth you parents, in this case, a man and a woman sleep together, create a child, to mislead that child, to misguide that child, to care less about the life of that child, to even cause death or harm to this child? Now, who to blame? So should we blame your parents, misstole you or misguide you, or should we blame you? Or should we blame the innocent child you brought on this earth? So what about the people who cannot afford to have children because perhaps they mistreated them for medical history, for ancestor age cash, for all these things you can think about, the negative things. What about them? Now you do not care. Now you do not care because you got your money, because you're living in a Benzo, you know what I mean? You're living in a Range Rover, you're living in a Jaguar, you in Mercedes, Benz 500 G-Wagon, Lotus, Ford, Mondeo, all this. You know what I'm saying? Mansions, big building, or whatever. You do not care. But you know what? Perhaps one person in your bloodline cares. And that could be your brother, your sister, your cousin, your nephew, your nieces, your auntie, your uncle, your mom, your dad. I said even your children, your neighbors, and people from the area you live, your location, your country, your city, your village. You understand? Now, the truth is, me, I grew up knowing certain parents never go to school. They care so much about their children to be taught, to be educated, to go to school. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? Now, you know minister as president. Now, because you, today I'm going to tell you something truth. You know ministers because you think you're in the position. Me too, I'm a man, I love women. Now you think if I'm in a position to be a minister, or a president, or a manager, or somebody CEO, or wherever, in our position. Now, you think I need my aim or my willingness is to sleep to all these women? That is the willingness of polygamist. Me as a monogamist, I have all the capacity, the possibility to choose the best wife, even gold diggers, because I can afford that and settle down as a monogamist. But you don't do that because you're polygamist. But it doesn't mean because you're a polygamist person, man or woman or whatever, then everybody you're sleeping with, they got power over certain people. Because this dumb one you're sleeping with, thinking is more clever or she's more clever than me, Fabrice Lundamo, Fabrice Lundamo, Tomato Kadambiko, Yaji for Fox. I'm well educated. Now you sleeping with this decade dumb person. Now this person is in a position to assault me. Now me, I'm sitting there when I'm watching you, your relationship with this dumb person. Now it's shamefully because I'm not going to insult this person, but I'm insulting you that know better. Now you put them in a position to dislike me. But your hatred is you better not have someone like me who knows your truth, who knows your secret. So you use this person. But you can erase me. But these people on earth like me. These people with your society like me. These people in your family like me. So your problem will never finish. This is life. It goes like that. So you can have all these parents who are selling their children for future generation to understand them. But these over parents who are having children that will be the same age, they will live in the same era with those children in clarifying this hatred business. No, your parents send you to school, to college, pay money or guide you to live well. No, you're in the position of power. No, you're in the position of power. And you start mistreating over people. No, see 11 minutes there. Today is the 11th. Today is the 11th, Friday the 11th. Now, basically, if you, the 11th of July 2025, now, if you do understand what I'm trying to say to you, you see like now, let me tell you, be honest. You know, it's you low people in power. You build this system of mistreating young girls to make acceptance a naked video. Me, as you see me, as standing here, I see some people who are living as naked on the video. And some of them are saying it's not like the trick them, it's voluntary. So it makes me wonder, when you are there, that means someone puts you in that position. They ask you this and you end up being where you are. No, the person who puts you in that position, who they feel they're insulting? They're insulting themselves. Because who you grow here? No, you too as well who they used to be on your position. Yeah? No. Don't you understand? Some people are using you. No, you disliking me who is talking this kind of things. Have you ever seen me, hear me, asking you for this kind of things? If I want to sleep with you, I will do whatever I can do to sleep with you. If you need money, I give you money. If you like me, I like you. We can become boyfriend, girlfriend. But it's not like I have to force you, because I'm not a rapist, I'm not a pedophile. And it's not like I have to promise you certain things to do certain things. Because the same people who do this kind of things, they are the same people at the overhand betraying you. Because they slave you now, do this naked picture, do this naked video, now I have it. But now I owe you. Because next time when I say do this, you don't want to do this. Even this is coming out. Because I'm angry with you now. I don't want nothing to do with you. All your secret is gone. It's exposed. No, you the government. You create this industry, this rules, this obligation, this establishment. All these things that you create for the people you leading to follow. Right? Now, imagine we like talk about the Ministry of Education. Now, you choose someone as a Minister of Education, but children are going to school not to be educated. What is it worth to have a Ministry of Education? Who is leading the Ministry of Education to be called the Minister of Education, and there is no education in the school, even on the street, even in university, in every establishment of where people are supposed to be educated. So what's worth? No. To the developed world of leaders rather. Now, when you leaders in the developed world, you're talking about power. We create plane, we create helicopter, we create mansion, we create boats and all this. Now, you're looking down at certain people in the not well established country or undeveloped nations. Now, do you know in every nation there's dumb and clever people? see, when people are expressing themselves are being very clever, when the dumb one realize, no, you must be clever than them, because if you end up in this situation where they're clever, I mean, who am I? See, when someone guilty conscious wakes up, is a my guilty conscious wakes up. You know why he wakes up? Because I look at myself, I think, if I cannot be let's say, a president, because I don't have the capacity to be a president, I'm seeing a president doing things that I find stupid or idiotic. So who's a president today? You know, but I just find it like you're a killer, you're a thief, you're a robber, you're murder, you know what I mean? I just find you that position. I know you're capable of doing certain things in the negativity way, but you don't deserve to be called the president, or you're no clever than I am. See, these kind of things. No, my plea to certain people in higher position is treat your position as it's meant to be. Instead of using the unwise or the dumb or the stupid, it will be better you show that you are smart and you're clever. And they must shut up, they must be quiet, they must follow the rules. Either than that, then you show power belongs to us. So we said it's gonna be this way, this is how we need it to be, and live in peace. You don't wanna be in peace because of this kind of situation you think you know well. Now, education says this, the Ministry of Education says this, the Ministry of Justice says this, the Ministry of like we live in England, the HMR said this, the DWP said this. So if you can't fit here, that means you are a murder, you are a thief, you are a robber, you are a criminal. No, the intelligence is gonna be given, it's gonna be shown. Then you have to be exposed as a thief, murder, stupid, criminal, all that. You understand? But now, you see, the government, some member of the government, they get money from the government. They say, no, we're promoting something that we need everybody to think is normal. You understand? I'm gonna give an example. To be honest, last time I was reading on the internet. They said one sport. I can't remember if it was rugby or football. I think it was football. They said transgender are no longer allowed to play in that sport. You understand? Now, when I sit down and I think, you see these rules, it's you that leaders that vote it. Now, you done a return, you done a reverse. So who advised you this is how it's supposed to be, and now this person advised you it's supposed not to be? On certain subjects, we can debate on that. But on certain subjects, people like me, I understand. You're trying to promote something according to your view of scamming people. No, but when you realize it don't make sense, you then return, then reverse. you review. You say, but now, people like me, in your debates like that, rules like that supposed not to be implemented, because the codes that you know deny the rights of that rules, me already know that. Because I'm gonna be honest. If a man who called himself a woman playing with woman, right? Now imagine a woman who called himself a man playing with men. You see where I'm gonna go? Now, before we implement that, this is where we're gonna debate it. Now, if we debate that, we have a proof, the truth, the root cause, the strong opinion in the arguments that wins. Then it's implemented, it remains for eternity. Because in that table, in that meeting, all of us agree we are very clever, and this is how we see it. That's why it remains. Nobody's clever than all of us who debate it to conquer this. You understand? But now, another example. Certain people sit on the table. Now they said it is right for this to be done, but we cannot let it out everybody to understand. Now you see where something is wrong. What is agreed on top, there must be agreed on the bottom. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? As an example, a parent have a child. Now the child said he's gay or she's lesbian. As an adult, you leave them alone, it's their life. But now you're sitting there, you say we live in the world when an adult says he's gay or he's lesbian, he's got the right to live. But you're going behind this person disliking them. So now you become the bad person because they live in them, and the government allow them. The rules of this nation or of the world we live in allow them. It's up to them. You understand? Now, another story. Money angriness is messing the world. Money angriness. What shook me too much and what makes me be surprised about this kind of situation is the people in power position, the people who are leaders, they are agreeing on this kind of nonsense. Truth talk, as an example. Foreigner women come from abroad. Foreigner women come to look for better life in this country. In this country, I'm not talking about this particular country I'm living in England, but I'm talking about just an example of a country. No, a foreigner person comes from another country to live to another country. No, this foreigner person who's living in another country is dealing with the leaders of this foreigner country. No, the leader of this foreigner country is allowing this foreigner woman to advertise things that is disrespecting he or her nations to where she is from. Now, why you don't understand? See, the people who are not in this woman's country, they're learning it from this woman who is with you. Because certain people are over there, they're just observing, they're just hearing, they're just thinking about the situation, how things is going. Now, when they come to have a conclusion about the good and the bad of things, you know what's going to happen? It's insulting your country if it's wrong, and it's promoting your country if it's good in the better way. Because promotion can be negative promotion and positive promotion. I'm talking about positive promotion. Because you know, perhaps in your country, you know what I mean, life is peaceful. You do crime, they arrest you. You understand? You go somewhere where you ask 1 + 1 = 2, they say yes, it's 2, you deal with it. You go somewhere, you say here 1 + 1 = 1 according to religion, they agree with it. That is promotion in a positive way. But this is enough for promotion if the person say 1 + 1 = 2 in mathematics, and in your country they say no, we don't talk that way, we don't work that way. 1 + 1 = 1 in the religion. No, you don't talk that way, we don't talk. It doesn't work this way. No, that is negative promotion. Choose over people for your country. Now you need to understand this kind of things. No, you're gonna try to meet everybody, but today I'll guarantee you, haters are not just people you don't know. Haters are in your family as well. Haters are neighbors. Haters are people you know. You understand? Now, to finish, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, because I said I'm going to talk to the government. You see the nation I live at this particular moment, England. Now in England, because me I come from another country, I see how things happen in another country. In this country we have, I'm going to be honest, it's better than the country I was before I come to this country. But what shamed me about the system of this country is when I see certain people who come from my country or other country, they allow us to have freedom in this country for the sake of promoting the betterness of this country from the country they're from. You understand? But with the intelligence of this country, they can't bring it to their country. So you know what that teaches me? That teaches me is a way of a slavery. They bring you over here, or you came over here, you earn that slavery, you got the obligation to promote the goodness of this country to your country where you're from. But the intelligence of this country, you can't bring it to your country. Because what? You need more slaves to come to this country. You know, but the good things about that is this country is promising you you're gonna be somebody in your country. But in your country as well, certain people say, what do you do in your country? How do you live in this country? That's where we go back to promotion negativity and promotion positivity. You understand? Another way is to my main person, as you see me, my great granddad was what? My great granddad was white. So being white, black, mixed race, or all this color or religion, because me myself, I have the blood of the Mbangese ancestor, the only blood professor professing of the land. I got the blood of little blood of Jew. I have the tribe Nyanga, the tribe Yaka, the tribe Libu, the tribe Ngombe. So me, religion, color, tribe, all this, it doesn't bother me because I'm based on the truth about that. I know who I am who I am. Now, the truth is, the government, you need to stop this kind of things because today I'm going to be honest. You know some certain agreement are called acceptance. Yeah? That we all in it. But racism in certain society remains. Hatred in certain society remains. Nobody can be blindfolded about it. We're aware of it as adults. You understand? Now, what you government need to know, people, leader of government, either from a country that is developed or either from a country that is not developed. One is winning, one is losing. But the truth is, certain people understand the trickery behind that. And that is the most dangerous thing. That is the most dangerous thing. Because when people understand the trickery behind that, even the person you're trusting is also your enemy. We have to remember that. Even the most one that you rate higher is also your enemy. Because the trickery of the society we have created is exposed somehow. You understand? Now today, I just asked the government, and it's a freedom of speech. Is my opinion. Is the point of my view. Is my consideration according to living and being and growing old as well. You know what I mean? And getting a bit wiser with a little intelligence from birth to education. System. Now the government, you need to understand this kind of things. It's a shame when you see someone in the developed world living undeveloped. It's a shame. That is something not to understand. He insults leaders, he insults the system, he insults his parents, he insults his environment. This is true though. Now, you know governments need to try to understand this kind of things. Me, my advice is let the people of our nation be them. So they're not gonna point finger on you. Because when you develop, you create a trickery and develop leaders of a country. it can work between leader, but between people, it's chaos. It's not well. It's not good that other country assaults your country that is developed. It's not good for other country that is developed getting assaulted by a country who is not developed because of all this trickery. It is not good. For eternity, life is gonna be like that, but it is not good. If you think to live on earth we need negativity and positivity, it's a joke. It is a joke, because real people, intelligent people, understand what I'm talking about. With the possibility that we have, we try to live we. So when you try to disturb us, you're gonna be exposed to the entire world that something is wrong with you and you're trying to make it with us. You understand? As an example, all these countries that they create weapon, going to the country that they don't create weapon, because it is trickery of rebellion, all this nonsense. You understand? No. You be known as devil, you be known as haters, you be known as a criminal, you be known as racist, you be known as a slave master. You don't need that. That is not what we need for the continuity of the world. No. You see like what happens between Israel and Palestine. When you know all leaders go to the meeting and all this, what makes you not to be able to stop that? Me personally, you see me once in Congo. I was with my family. Some people talking about this rebellion starts somewhere, some places. You know what I say to them? I say, but the government, we got military, we got army. Only the rebellion people over there disturbing us every single day. We don't need them. They're rebel. Go bombard them. Recently, I've been watching TV, so I see Israel even giving alert to Palestinians, some people, civilians. Say run away over there because we're attacking Islamabad. Islamabad. No. We're attacking what's it? Damas. You know what I mean? Because we need peace. We need peace. To create peace is to make every establishment created by the system to work properly. If the Ministry of Education, they're doing what the Ministry of Education needs to be done, we're going to have education. If the Ministry of Justice is doing justice as what the Ministry of Justice is supposed to be doing, we're going to have justice. No. Certain people feel like because like certain country, even the country where I came from, where I was born, go to the thing like going in there. Certain people feel like if because my uncle is the Minister of Justice, if I do crap, justice cannot do nothing. I can always have a way to tap justice. It's good. It is good. You can do that. But you see the hatred, the insult, the anger of other people is something bad. You don't need that. Listen, it's best to educate people. It's best to work as intended. Listen, because my message to finish this video is some parents, they got children. You know, but first of all, they teach them. These parents are lost. First of all, they teach them hatred business. And secondly, they're sitting there on their, you know, they're encouraging their children in the wrong. They are relative of government leaders. You know, they are leaders in certain community. They're leaders in certain enterprise, business, organization, companies. You know what I mean? Okay, we do. There's nothing we can do, but the government needs to look into this. The government needs to look into this. That's why sometimes I wonder, if killing feeds people? If killing feeds people? And when I say if killing feeds people, I'm talking about that people need people to die to eat flesh. We got chicken, we got birds, we got all this. Pump money in the farming industry. Put money, spread money in the farming industry. You're gonna lack no food. If you lack food, we need to eat human flesh, dead body. That's what you need to do. Use the money. Tell everybody, whoever wants to become farmer, we're gonna give you money, become farmer, because you need to feed the people, etc. They eat it dead body. If the government, if the people are losing their mind, going crazy, we'll do it. Put money in the psychiatric business. Put money in the educational business, so we can put money in the police, so we can finish crime. So we can live in peace. It bothers me too much to understand. I know about greediness, but we need to find the root cause of this greediness as well. We need to find the root cause of this greediness. Me, I am the true living being that I can tell you. For the fact that certain people go to certain countries, they say I come here for good life. It's already wrong. Because I come here for good life, these people good intention, and there's also people bad intention. Because the bad intention, they're the one that doing anything because they need good life. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Now you see certain people, they come from a broken country, but they say I come here for good life. Certain people come from this war zone country. They used to death, the killers themselves. You know what I mean? Life is worth nothing to them. Your life, my life is worth nothing to them. Because when I see killing, I killed. So what's being killed or killing or seeing killed worth? You know what I'm trying to say? And that's the people that they say, I'm coming for good life. And what even make me wonder more was certain people, you see the body nation like this nation. In this nation we live at, all they say then like keep saying that legit people born in this country get benefit. Even before you get a job, the service government that assist you. So why is all these people doing crime? That's why we come to bad parenting and we come to bomb devilish. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? It's because of this kind of things. It's not a joke. It's truth. Today I'm going to tell you the truth about this. A person who have money is living dirty. Something is wrong. It's not simple to not understand it. You understand? Something it is wrong. Something is wrong. You don't need to communicate to people in that way. Somebody who gets his money but is doing crime. Something is wrong. So you know government people and you know religious people, you know what I mean, that's it, so-called press 7 days a week, you know what I mean, every single hour, 24/7. You know what I mean? Wait, do you think we're dumb? People like me, I'm dumb. And you're gonna be bragging about your religion. You a killer, you a murderer. You cannot speak truth. You cannot advise in a positive way. So who you think you're lying for? And then when we talk about certain religion is an organization of crime, you think it's a Jew. Certain people are pretending to be religious. You think it's a joke. It's not a joke. But then you're gonna see a leader is bowing on this kind of religion. Then you're gonna see a leader is saying, I am a member of this religion. Listen, me, I'm not a dictator, but the truth has to be told. The truth is the truth. You understand? The truth is the truth. In this country, people, if you can get benefit, you live in your parents' house. What do you need crime for? Greediness. That's what makes you greedy. What makes you greedy? Because you see someone driving a Bentley, you think you should be driving a Bentley. Are you gonna drive a Bentley? Because what kind of job can you do to get money to buy a Bentley? You see where greediness is driving you. It's driving you where? It's driving you for this nonsense. But what's pissing me more as well, you know, certain government leaders that think when you're on top there, everything is yours. Everything is not yours. Job is a job. That's why you see certain leaders, as soon as their position is discarded, as soon as they're no longer elected, they vanish. They disappear. They are nowhere to be seen. You understand? They're nowhere to be seen. In this country, we live in a developed nation. No way we're going to talk about other people's nations. You know what I mean? Because other people's nation as well, you see, is like that because after those leaders create chaos there, they end up in nations like this. No. If it's this nation that's making these people chaos their country and they run to this nation, even the leader of that nation, when they're here, who do they think they are? To the leader of this country who made you chaos your country and run to come to this country. That's why I said last time to one ex-minister or ex-president, I don't know who he was, but I said to him, you see, as higher position you were in your country, in this country to me, you're nobody. First of all, this is not your country, you know what I mean? This is we foreigner in this country. So you cannot bring your power from abroad to this country. You are nobody. Because if you were powerful, you will remain in your country as powerful and keep hold of your dignity in your country even after work. You understand? So it's not a joke. Me, when I talk about this kind of things, it's not my fault to be taught. It's not my fault I went to school. It's not my fault I went to college. It's not my fault I'm born with a little intelligence. Understand? Now, if you think people are supposed not to live, yeah, you no leader, you think people are supposed not to live. What is it worth to your children, your own children? That means you don't want your children to have the same kind of thought that I have. So now, what makes you that? No, what makes you? Because I am a little bit clever, I'm talking a little bit sensible, you don't like me. So imagine someone like me is your son, or your nephew, or your cousin, or your uncle. See the hatred of family when I talk about Cayenne and Abel. You see what I'm trying to say to you? No. Me, I grew up thinking that the people that lead us is the people that were highly qualified in the school way, college way, university way, in an educational way than I am. But shamefully, I realized how come these people, they can't make sense of this thing. So it's a trickery. But certain trickery is nonsense. Certain trickery is nonsense. Me, I got certain people. They are certain people who are creators of this trickery. But even them, they tell me about not being satisfied with these kind of things. So it's not just me. You know, this is a true talk. This is a true talk. This is a true talk. No, you say we born nowadays, we don't know the past. But you see nowadays how the past will start catching up with certain people. Because we wasn't there, you know what I mean? But now, there's certain people who were there as well, or certain people who were there, but they use their intelligence to expose these kind of things. No, we who wasn't there not be aware of it. So who's to blame? It's to blame you being corrupted. It's to blame you being dumb. It's to blame you being born devilish. It's to blame you being born hater. It's to blame you building hatred in you. You understand? Me, for those people that say I don't do nothing, when I do this kind of video, this is some of the bits that I do now. You understand? It is now like it is simple as it is. You understand? Because I'm fed up with certain people, they're crying about slavery, but the slave workers. You know what I mean? The slave workers. You know what I mean? I'm fed up with all this so-called racism. When I see black and white, Asian, mixed race, all colors, you know what I mean? They're marrying each other, they're sleeping with each other. It's a nonsense trickery. We need them to best live their life according to the truth. Liars are always lying, some people lie voluntarily. You know what I mean? But the organization, the industry, the business, the enterprise, the companies, you know what I mean? The rules of the nations, all these things, it need to be done as it's supposed to be done as when they created it. You understand? It's not sensible to neglect the intelligence of people who created school, college, university for the sake of I want money, I want to have power. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. A certain leader in the position you have it all. You have it all. So you can manage to help the people to live satisfied on earth. Like if the country we live in is wisely developed, is well evolved, make everything work and let people live in peace. Simple as that. And it's not that we don't care about other people. Now we're gonna teach you the intelligence bits we have so you can live better of yourself as well. Simple as that. Let me give you an example. Me, I'm Congolese. I live in Great Britain. Life is not that bad. But if we were living in Congo, as I were before, life was bad. Now, me being in Congo, life is not well, and I'm hearing that it's because of England messing my country. That's why we're not living well. But then I'm seeing my leaders with the English leaders. Who are you, look? You know what I'm trying to say to you? You know what I'm trying to say to you? You see my president. Last time, I'm not even going to talk about that. You see a president who's collaborating with another president, but his people complaining about what the president of what their president cannot do to take over president. I'm gonna be honest. Emmanuel Macron was the one country in Africa. I can't remember what country it was, and the people is talking about electricity. See, everybody saw wherever we lack electricity, they need to look into that. You know what Emmanuel Macron said? Say that's nothing to do with me, that is something to do with your president. It is true. Mr. President, without disrespect, but it is true. It's shameful, me as a son of Africa, to see things like that, to be a witness in my era, to witness things like that. You people talking about electricity to Emmanuel Macron, and Emmanuel Macron is saying that is nothing to do with me. I am not the president of your country. It has something to do with your president. But members of the government, you know, I hear over there, you might say there's certain things I don't know. I don't know because I'm not there. But as a civilian, as a citizen of nations, because I was born in the Congo, but I live in England, there's certain things we are taught about it from the people you put to lead us, from your circle. You understand? No, as a contribution of me being a member of the society, I have to talk about this kind of things. It's not disrespect to anybody, but is this what is happening? And you know, sometimes you need to understand this kind of things. Because people like me as well, if I was in that position, perhaps I'm sitting with you, look, but then look into this situation. People are not animal, people are human. We are created on earth to live. We are not created on earth for disturbances, for hatred, for marital business, for all these kind of things. The simple thing is, no, these certain people are used to eat human being from the past. We're not in the past, we're in a new era. When time evolves, time is evoluting. You already know, I just said to you, it don't make sense to anybody, in example, to sit down and thinking this is someone who eats a dead body at this era. Perhaps back then it was tolerable. And I can say why it was tolerable, because perhaps back then education, as we know, Ministry of Education was not in existence. Me as Congolese, I grew up, certain people say back then, to marry a woman, you just bring a little salt over here, you bring a goat, you know, you bring a little raffia here, you know, they do ceremony, you get a woman. But nowadays they say bring cash, buy some liquors. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We need people to come from overseas, you know what I mean? We need plane tickets, we need cars, you know, petrols, you know what I mean? Things evolve. You understand? So there's certain things, certain people thinking going back to the return, but certain people say nothing changed under the sun. Oh, that is a joke business. It has made hatred slogans for haters to follow. Negative workers always put work in negative way. And if you don't, you follow that. But me personally, it's not like I care too much. Yes, I am a human. I do care too much for every life on earth. Because according to my sensible thinking, to little intelligence that I have, people can live peacefully. Because to the slave master and to the racists, even if they close the border, nobody different than you is where you are. You still gonna have problem with your own people. That is this life. That is this life. Your son can dislike how you treating him. It is life. Your son is your blood, he's not a stranger. But with conscience, with little intelligence, he or she has, your daughter has, you know, they can dislike you. But what is most important in life is we need to be able, especially you little adults, you need to be able to guide people. Like I just said, what is it worth if someone can have children and seeing someone who have children is treating their children? Then if your children doesn't understand and go with you, then you and your children to that person equalize. You understand? this, we got all this trickery. Back in the days, slavery. This kind of thing is still happening. You know what I mean? The parent is exploiting his child, all this kind of thing, and the government is going with it. They send acceptance and say we are adults. If a child doesn't understand this thing, if he has to die, he has to die. No, it's nonsense. It is nonsense. It is nonsense. It's shaming organizations like Ministry of Justice, like Ministry of Education, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Sport and Leisure. It's shaming all these organizations that certain people before us live to create. That people like me, I can see the goodness of it. But some leader, you know what I mean, who's supposed to be leading, right? It seems like they don't see the goodness of it. No, it's supposed not to exist. We're supposed to go back without a car, without a plane, without a boat, without a toilet, sink, without water tap, tab or water tab, without TV. No, the past is past. The past teaches us. The past is history, but we all look to live better and better for the future. See, we no longer there. The people that will live on this earth, they find it easy. They live better. That's why it is. Now you're a leader. You're a leader. You got money. You got security. But you're scared to present your children. You need to have the secret child because of monogamy. Or what is it? Because you're doing wrong. I feel like I should at least protect my children. People like me, if you lead that you're doing good, I'm living my life peacefully, everything is working perfect. Do you think I care about your child? I do not. even if me, I'm living poor. Yeah. But it is what it is. And your child is living rich. First of all, I already know that you're a leader. So it's possible for your child to live this kind of way. You understand? But if you're doing wrong and your child is living that way, even me, I'm not liking your child because I know the wrongness I am living in is because of this leader. And this leader, this is the child who's living righteously on me living wrongfully. It don't make sense. You understand? It don't make sense. You see the country like my country, the Congo, who certain people say the land. Me personally, I witnessed that. In one of my granddad's house, opposite them, I sat down there. I was next to a mango tree growing, and since the day I saw it there, I spent a few days after just trying to see the mango tree there. You know, that's the day that I noticed this soil is very nice. We should never lack mango. I was just like, one day I was just sitting there, pay attention to the grass, to the little trees and all that. I see a tree of mango because there is a tree. The tree of mango was there. So mango rotted, falling, and seed is going on the ground. Sadly me or happily me, I sat down there and I noticed one tree of mango growing up there. And when I noticed it, every single time I enter that property, I pay attention to that tree of mango. And now you're gonna see they say there's no mango. There's no mango because the mango that's going over there, it can't reach these places because the road is broken. But then I see the son of the president giving people gifts, bunch of money. What is this? And then I see the son of president, oh, the president himself. you know some leaders. Me as a president, I can advise my over president, friend, colleague. Can't you see that in your country this mango going up? How come these people like mango? What's going on with the mango? And I can be like President Macron. Say to you people or my people, say, you see, we like it, you know, much like a mango because what? This. I can be like President Moshe Laurent Desiré Kabila. I watch it now, I keep watching it, I watch it all the time, it's on YouTube, it's everywhere. When he said the international heads who was dealing with him at the time, they offer some money for some rules, for some, all these government matters. And he even complaining that the money is worthless. You understand? So you see things like that. That's where people are me when I watch things like that. I can give many examples. No, that's where I realize I'm a hero leader as well. It better be fixed. Because you see this kind of things. You see like what President Moses said, the one that Kabila said, or even what President Emmanuel Macron said. Things like that in this era, if it was back then, we lack cameras, we lack things like that, it can remain among certain group of people. But because the world is evolved, development has happened. Even me, I got to see that. So even people don't come after me, they can see that. It's not just me that have to talk about it. The same way I saw it, the same way certain people saw it, the same way certain people can pass that message across. That's it. So it's not good. Everybody wants better for them. I know England want better for England. They want it better for another country. What do you say? No, trying to fix your problem at home instead of bringing more problem outside, from the outside. But you see that trickery business I was talking about. That's the core. That's the core of this nonsense and developed universe, worlds, Earth, planet we live in. And me, when I talk about it, because I am a member of this society, member of Earth planet, a member of this universe. I want my universe to be better. I want my planet to be better. I want my nation, my country, my city, my village. I want it to be better. So I must express myself. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? And stop this trickery of brainwashing young generation. Because what I learned, one generation grows older at one time. And you're not going to remain statistic for eternity. You see? Do you understand? As much as you keep putting young generation down, but you too, you're not gonna remain up there for eternity. So at one point, either like nowadays, evolution. She said to people, don't grow. No, that young generation is gonna grow up. Even if he's gonna think he's your friend. Or even if you're gonna go so old and he's gonna be old like you are now when you're putting him down. You see? The coalition. Now, for now, to brainwash this young generation for favoring certain secret to come out, it's best you fix the cause of that secret. So you and young generation are in the same level of understanding things. Because it doesn't make sense. when the government or the leaders of certain society, they're saying certain things is not good for children, but you watch TV and you see certain things that is presented to the children, it's senseless. I mean, one day I was watching Teletubbies with my relative children, sitting at home with them, watching Teletubbies. I still certain communication that even me, I'm trying to put myself in the position of young children. Because I was already adult, but watching the things that children are watching, and I'm thinking, this is not good for children. Yeah. No, certain people might think, no, you understanding it in the way of adults. No, people's eyes, regardless of age, they see. People with intelligence, regardless of age, they understand. So certain secret is not secret no longer. It's no longer a secret. But it becomes a cause of separation, of segregation, of anonymity, of all this negative business. Because what? Because it's not because it came out, but it's because the people above, the people leading, the people with more intelligence, the people well educated, they didn't manage to let it be known in the way that everybody understand and agree or disagree. Because if they disagree, then you keep it as a secret. But when it's gonna get to be known, you're on the wrong. But if everybody agree, it's no longer a secret. Even when it's exposed, it's already been known, it's already been agreed. You understand? Now, the people of every color of their skin on earth, my message to you is, hatering business, haters are not foreigners, are not strangers. Hater can be a member of your family before it